Okay, astrology update. It has been a minute. Cancer season was deadly. We almost died, personally. Um, yeah, a lot of emotions, a lot of things coming up, as per usual with Cancer season. But it was super intense because we had two eclipses during Cancer season. We had the eclipse in Cancer, and then we had the Capricorn eclipse. And we just have so many planets in the sign of Cancer and Capricorn. It's a big situation, this polarity, the dynamic between those two energies. Although we do have signs now that are moved into Leo. We have Mars in Leo, the Sun's in Leo. It's Leo season. Mercury's going, it's still retrograding back into Cancer, but it's going to move forward soon. And so is Venus. So yeah, little by little, stuff is moving out of the Cancer energy. So even though the sun has moved into Cancer, I mean fucking Leo. Sorry, Leo people, I know you're very ready for your season. Yeah, even though the sun is into Leo now, you could still be feeling a little bit of the Cancer energy. I mean, Mercury's revisiting that space in the sign of Cancer. Mercury, the planet of communication and how our mind works. So we're still kind of flowing through those waters a little bit. But okay, to start, I wanted to share, I'm really excited, first of all, but I wanted to share some cards that I pulled because, yeah, fucking Cancer season has been intense, especially the last few days and like this past weekend. We had, first we had Mercury oppose Pluto, and then we had Venus oppose Pluto. Venus, the planet of love, Pluto, the planet of death and transformation and intensity and power and control and obsessiveness and manipulation and fear and jealousy. It's all the low road of Pluto. So you could have been, going through that this past weekend. Yeah. Anyways. Okay. So before I start channeling the astrology and what I feel like is going on now, I'm going to share a little bit about the eclipses and just Cancer season and kind of the energy that we're moving into now. But before I do all that, I wanted to share these cards because they're really perfect and they're really pretty and I love these cards. So, okay, the first card is the Six of Cups. Six of Cups. So, familiarity, innocence, nostalgia. It's playtime. Taking a stroll down memory lane reminds you of childhood memories full of warmth and innocence. Reliving past memories makes you feel nostalgic for the good old days. Free from stress and worry, the comfort and safety of your warm, happy-go-lucky memories is missing like a sore thumb in your day-to-day. You are wistful for familiarity, warmth, and simpler times. Responsibility can feel heavy as you grow older, and there is a wish to go back in time. Reunite with your inner child and let her come out, her/him come out and play. Allow yourself to discover the world in a new way, like a baby with fresh eyes. There is always room for more laughter and joy. Heart open, feel the purity of childhood innocence fill you up with inspiration and lighthearted fun. Which is so perfect, right? Because Leo is the sign that rules the fucking inner child. Leo is the inner child. It's ruled by the sun, and it also rules your heart. So yeah, having an open heart, more laughter, more playfulness, more lighthearted energy. Leo is the sign that's about our self-expression, our creativity. So yeah, allowing yourself to just be more playful, to invite more of the, younger version of yourself, the inner child aspects, letting that come out more and play. So whether that looks like picking up like a hobby that you used to do, or dancing more, like just more music and fun and just lighthearted, like going back to being a child and inviting more of that energy into your life. So I think that card is really perfect. And we do have a lot of planets retrograde right now, so there is a lot of, reviewing or just like thinking to the past. And this Cancer season was so intense, right? We had the eclipses. It was super intense. We were feeling things come up to the surface from our childhood, dealing with old wounds, with triggers, with our emotional responses and reactions to things, memories from the past, just stuff constantly coming up to be cleared out, better understanding how these situations in the past have affected us, so that we either fully come out of our shell, or ways that we kind of stay in our shell because of these past experiences. So we've worked through a lot of that stuff, and now, as each sign is a progression from the previous sign. Cancer is, the home and the family and being internal, being in your safe space. And then Leo is like going out into the world, like, look at me, it's the fucking sun, it rules the daytime. So yeah, now it's more outward expressive energy, whereas Cancer season was, a huge time of just being internal, resting, rejuvenating, reflecting, just pouring back into ourselves so that we can more fully go out into the world and express. Okay, and then the other card that I got is the Fool. It's really pretty. Okay, so the Fool is free spirit, purity, beginnings. How exciting. The Fool is a card of pure spontaneous energy, filled with curiosity and enthusiasm for the next adventure. You're ready to step forward into a new journey where the sky's the limit. You have boundless potential where you can pour your exuberance into fresh creative endeavors. Living in the moment, you're learning to let go of expectations and to go with the flow. Yeah. You are ready to venture into unknown territories and pioneer your free spirit self into this new phase of your life. With a carefree attitude, this is a time to really discover yourself in new ways and explore your options. Trust your gut, listen to your heart, and believe in yourself. Once you let go, the universe will support you on this exciting beginning of your journey. Right on. Yeah, I love it. Okay. So I feel like, obviously Cancer season, what we are just coming out of, and we still have a lot of energy there. I mean, we still have the nodes there, right? So the North Node and the South Node are this is the collective nodes where they are in the sky right now. So to have an eclipse, the node has to be conjunct the sun and the moon when the full moon or the new moon is happening. So basically we had 2 eclipses in the Cancer Capricorn energy, and we're going to have another eclipse in 2020, and we're going to have this huge conjunction of Saturn and Pluto in the sign of Capricorn in January of 2020. So kind of the energy that we've been like going throughout the month of July, throughout Cancer season, and around these eclipses, the stuff that was brought up to the surface, it's kind of like a taste for what's to come in January of 2020. We can either stay stuck in the old ways of showing up, the old need to control or to have power or to want things to look a certain way, or like this is what it needs to look like and this is the plan that I have, and like no room for flexibility or for spontaneity or just playing. The Saturn and Pluto energy, it can get very very hard and just stern and like stoic and just control and power and manipulation, and so I think we're working through a lot of those things within ourselves, maybe a lot of fears around why we can't show up fully in the world. The Cancer Capricorn energy is about, feeling safe and secure within yourself and in your home space, and having that safe environment, being able to nurture your internal world so that you can more fully go out into the world and be of service and show up in the ways that you want to. So I think a lot of the stuff being brought up to the surface around, ways that we can hold back, or ways that we can like self-sabotage, or just not fully show up, not fully allow ourselves to be seen. Working through a lot of our emotional responses and reactions and triggers to things, like things that other people do that trigger us because of these past events or situations that have happened from our childhood or from past lives. Just karmic shit that we've been carrying for a long time. I feel like this last eclipse in the sign of in the sign of Capricorn was a huge karmic clearing, like a deep purging of just the structures, the systems in our lives that we've been told we need to have, or that we've been shown that we need to have. Like we need to respond in a certain way to things, or we need to show up, in a certain way, it needs to look like this in our lives. Like maybe it is religious stuff that was pushed on you when you were younger, or you know, your family wanted your life to look a certain way, or society wants your life to look a certain way, or the culture that you're, you know, brought up in expects these certain things of you. It's like we're really breaking free from the stuff that just doesn't feel good. It just doesn't feel good anymore. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel in alignment. So we're really breaking free from those things as the collective North Node is in the sign of Cancer. So going in the direction that feels right, that feels comforting and nurturing, and maybe it's not always comfortable, but we're being like supported and stretched in the ways that we need to in order to grow into the highest expression of ourselves. And so right now, you know, shifting into Leo season, I feel like this is a huge kind of turning point where we're really being able to see the past more clearly in this past month of like a lot of introspection and reflection. We still have planets that are retrograde, so we're still reviewing things and, you know, going back and revisiting situations that have happened, or just making sure that the actions that we're taking now are really in alignment with the direction that we're wanting to go in, because in January of 2020, I feel that that's when a lot of this stuff is going to be like locked in. You know, it's going to be a little bit more solidified. Like, so right now, feeling into what helps you, like what just feels light and fun and yeah, and easy and just makes sense. You know, it's not like trying to stay stuck in these old things that we've always done and like forcing it to work or to look a certain way. But right now, with all this energy moving into Leo, again, Leo ruling the sun, ruling our creative, you know, self-expression, our passion projects, yeah, the inner child, just more playful, lighthearted energy is coming through, and will continue to come through as more planets move into Leo. But yeah, I think that we just have to be willing to like release some of the control, and releasing how things used to look like, or maybe how we created this story in our head of what we wanted it to look like, or what we thought it needed to look like in order to get to where we want to be, or the relationship needs to look this certain way, or, you know, your life needs to look this certain way, your job. And now it's more like, yeah, releasing some of the control and just trusting yourself, trusting your higher power of choice, whatever word you like to call it, trusting that energy, and being a conduit for fun and playfulness. That's really what Leo's here to do. They are a physical conduit of of playfulness and like, yeah, laughter and just spontaneity. Like, Leos of all signs, they're so funny. They just have such a lighthearted, like, I mean, depending on what else is going on in their chart, but they just have such a lighthearted, like, inner child, just turn everything into a joke kind of thing. Like, find the humor in anything, and just, yeah, and they remind us to play and to just, yeah, make things lighter. So, which I think is, yeah, really what we need after the Cancer season that we've been in these eclipses. So, yeah, I think that there's a lot of changes happening right now, that this whole year is kind of a build-up of January, you know, what's going to happen in January of 2020, where Saturn, Pluto, we're going to have like the Sun and Mercury really close to this conjunction too. So it's happening in the sign of Capricorn. So yeah, really getting clear right now on what is real for you, what is true for you, not what you've been doing or what you thought you needed to do or what other people have wanted you to do, but what really feels good at this time, what feels supportive, what feels, you know, emotionally like uplifting and nurturing, and just what feels right. I think we can get caught like in the back and forth or the indecision, or you know, maybe even go too far with the nostalgia, like going back into the past, like, oh, but it used to, you know, look this certain way, or it used to be beautiful, like maybe I can turn it into that now. It's like, no, where you're at right now in your life, those, you know, what situations, even if there's past memories within these certain situations, like what feels right for the direction that you're moving in now. Not what's worked in the past, but the person that you are now. What do you need for yourself moving forward? Okay. Yeah, because we have Mars. I don't wanted to see what other aspects are going on today. So we have, and just, yeah, are going to kind of happen over the next few days. We have Mars coming into conjunction with Juno. Like Mars, the planet of passion, of joy. Well, not of joy. Mars is the planet of passion and how you go about doing things. It's joy filled when it's in the placement that it is right now. So Juno is like it's like Venus on steroids. Juno is the asteroid that represents like our truest self, like true love, our true soulmate, what we want that energy, or what that energy, feels like for us. So with Mars and this asteroid coming together, it's really supportive of just truly creating your best life, like releasing all the old stories from the past of why you couldn't have that, or why it couldn't look a certain way, and really allowing yourselves to like tap in, allowing all of us to tap into that inner child, the playful, flowy, like creative, expressive energy, just allowing yourself to be seen, and healing the wounds from the past, as we've been doing with this whole Cancer season of why you can't be seen, why you can't fully show up. That's the Leo energy. It just wants to shine because it's ruled by the sun. It wants to be seen. It wants to, because it just likes to express. Like the low version of Leo is wanting attention or seeking validation from other people because they feel insecure and they feel like they need that from other people. But the high expression is just to play and to perform and to kind of put on a show because they love it, because that's just who they are, that's their personality, and it wouldn't be true to them if they didn't act in that way. Not that all Leos are like that. It's much more than just your one sign, but as the Leo energy as a whole, is very playful and lighthearted and just the inner child. So I think, and then going off of these cards, I feel like that's what we're tapping into at this time as we move deeper into Leo season, going back to, maybe seeing our past now in a different light after we've done a lot of the emotional clearing and healing of these situations that have happened. Now maybe seeing it, with different colored glasses on, in a more lighthearted, playful energy, like going back to the past and just remembering the things that used to get you really excited, or like what did you love to do before the world told you that it wasn't okay, or they like shut you down and kind of dimmed the fire, because Leo is fire energy, right? And a lot of people, when I do astrology readings for people, sometimes I would have them take the element survey to see what element they're low on, whether it's fire, water, air, or earth. And a lot of women in general have low fire. So fire is our life force, our vitality, our energy, our will to live, our passion, our ability to assert ourselves, to stand up for ourselves. And so a lot of women have low fire, men too, but it's like, what happened in your life that put out the fire, that dimmed the fire? Going back to when you were a child and when you were not afraid to do things or not afraid to be seen. Like, where is the point where that changed? Like, where you shut that down and where you didn't want to share the fire anymore. So I think during Leo season, going back to those things that ignited the passion within you, bringing the fire back. And then, the Fool card of just trusting and going in this new direction, even if it, it isn't exactly the picture that you had in your mind, but trusting that there is a higher plan, a higher purpose for you, whatever word you want to attach to that energy that is that is in control of all things, if you allow it to flow through you, right? So if you allow yourself to be a clear channel and to just, okay, source, like, what will you have me do? That's what they say in evolutionary astrology. What will you have me do, source? And just allowing yourself to be a conduit, be a clear channel for fun, for playfulness, for, lighthearted energy, and, whatever you came here to do, whatever reason you chose to incarnate at this time, there's a reason why you're here. So allowing yourself to be in that space. And we don't get to that space by like the control and the wanting things to look a certain way, and like, you know, that tough, like, it has to be like this is how it's always been, that type of energy. It's just like allowing it to flow through you, and then yeah, implementing the discipline that it takes to kind of stick with that program, but allowing that lighthearted, playful inner child energy to flow through. Okay. Yeah. I think that's all for now. I'm excited about this energy. Yeah, Cancer season was a lot. It was a lot of fucking emotions and a lot of reflection and internal time and work and healing and yeah, just rest, rejuvenation. Like now we're able to kind of come out of our shells a little bit more by better understanding, you know, healing the past, integrating all the aspects of ourselves more fully so that we can go out into the world and, you know, be fully seen and show up and share that fiery, playful Leo energy. So happy Leo season to all the Leo people. I fucking love Leos. Some of my best friends growing up were all Leos. Like, I fucking love Leos because, yeah, who doesn't love who doesn't love Leos? Not that their heads need to be any bigger, but yeah, it's just such a happy, like, playful, they're so funny, you know, at their highest state, at their highest expression. Yeah. I mean, that's what fire's here to do, right? Fire's here to wake us up, to, you know, bring the passion, bring the life force, the vitality back into our lives. So allow your fire to be relit during this Leo season. And yeah, I hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions or yeah, want to do a reading with me, you can contact me through my site at cosmicguidance.online. I do astrology readings, tarot readings, past life regressions. I can just intuitively channel for you, so lots of different options. Yeah, you can send me a message there. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope that this was helpful, and I hope that everybody's enjoying the start of Leo season. All right, that's all for now.